We are live. Remember, back to school. If you want to help out our local schools, and another thing, I'm be reading this book. So enjoy the Book of Giants. Discovery of the Dead Sea Scrolls in a remote Judeo desert cave in 1946, considered one of the most greatest archaeology. 1,200 meters to the lowest. This is the Dead Sea Scroll. Many David fled from the King Saul and hid in the desert mountain cave. Here Jesus struggled with the devil, resisting temptation. And here the ancient wisdom and the religious insight. The community of the Qumran hid their most valuable treasure, scrolls of the ancient wisdom and religious insight. For thousands of years, the Judean desert held secret buried by the Jews of Qumran, a group most scholars refer to as the Qumran. This sect of Judaism used the caves to protect their literary treasure, which were the scrolls hidden in a sealed jar, placed deep with, and their secrets were revealed by the young Bedouin shepherd one day in 1947. Prompted by the loss of one of his sheep, a shepherd of the Damiria tribe left his flock to search for the stray. While searching, he found an opening in the steep hillside. Curious as many young men are, he tossed a stone in the cave. The rock answered with the sound of pots breaking, compelled to investigate. He had stumbled on the greatest find of the century, the Dead Sea Scrolls. In the caves were numbered of the pots, and the majority of the pots were empty, begging the question, had vandals and thieves been there first, selling much of the then some of the jars were with lids sealed in the place. He opened the seals to reveal the ancient scrolls. They were wrapped in linen blackened with age, and no rubies and no diamonds and no gold. Just a bunch of old scrolls turning to dust before his eyes. He was not impressed. Wondering if he could trade them in for anything of value, he had several companions and thought the scrolls to Kando, a Bethlehem antiques dealer, for appraisal. Kando seemed to recognize the age to find, so he sent the Bedouins back to the caves. Ultimately, they would find hundreds of ancient scrolls and fragments, including the oldest existing copies of the Hebrew Bible. The scrolls range in the dates from the 3rd century BCE, mid-Second Temple period, to the 1st century of the Common Era. Before the destruction of the Second Temple in 70 CE, the scrolls provided an unprecedented picture of the diverse religious beliefs of the ancient Judaism. If you like what you're reading, you can like and subscribe if you'd like to. Get my subscribers up, but I don't force anything, so. Thank you. Appreciate you guys. Those core texts consist of theological, biblical commentaries, apocalyptic texts, liturgical works, and regulations or rules of the governing community life. In the early days of the scrolls, research scholars attributed all of the Qumran scrolls to the Essence community in the recent years, however, the census has been challenged and modified. Years, however, scholars still maintain a link between the Essenes and Dead Sea Scrolls. In that time, the Essenes were one of the three basic sects of Judaism. Jewish sects described as the ancient source for the Pharisees and the Sadducees and the Essene sect, and it was thought the majority of the scrolls were written and hidden by the Essenes. And one of the many discoveries of the cave of Qumran is a scroll based on the Book of Enoch, whose pseudo-graphical Jewish work from the 3rd century BCE, which was based on Genesis 6:1-4, the Book of Giants. Like the Book of Enoch, concerns itself with Nephilim, which is in the Enoch version, and the offsprings of the fallen angels who are called the Watchers. The angels saw the beauty of the daughter of man. They broke their allegiance to heaven, descended to earth, and married the women about the giants and their offsprings. And the Book of Enoch is lacking indeed, whereas in the giants were actually part of the Bible and the Book of Enoch at one time. The text relates how some of the giants named Ola, and Hai and Maui, sons of the fallen angel, were compelled to dream. In these dreams they foresaw biblical deluge and their own demise, and these were dialogues concerning the futility of fighting God or his angels. In the mention of Enoch in the storyline reference, the patriarch places of the Book of Giants firmly lists Enochian texts, along with 1 Enoch, 2 Enoch, 3 Enoch, also known as the Ethiopic Book of Enoch, the Slovakian secret of Enoch, and the Hebrew Book of Enoch, respectively. In the Qumran version of the Book of Giants, there was a brief mention in one of the giants, oh yeah, guess that's how you pronounce it, whose name is found in Babylonian Talmud, Lydia, channel 9, or CH9, where it said that Shion and Og, mentioned in the Book of Numbers, were brothers, as they were the sons of Ohia, the son of Shemaiah, one of the leaders of the fallen angels in the Book of Enoch. Shemaiah is the same Shemaiah, I can't even pronounce that, you know. We'll skip on. The rank in the heavenly hierarchy is a Uriah, meaning watchers in Greek, and the name Shemaiah means the infamous rebellion, which is a combination of Shem, which is the name of the infamous rebellion, or the fame, whether positive or negative, in Azaz. The name occurs in Enoch literature. We meet the Gregory in several books, which are, this is the Apocrypha, and some of the Pseudo-Geographia texts written by some unknown but attributed the authors in prominence, such as 2nd Enoch. In the book of 2nd Enoch, where you read chapter 18, the men took me on the 5th horizon and placed me there. I saw many countless soldiers and called Gregory of human appearance, and their size were greater than the great giants, and their face weathered, and the silence of their mouths perpetual, and there was no service on the 5th heaven. and saw the men who were with me. See 2 Enoch 1:7. Note the Greek translation, Egoria, is the source of the term Gregory. The Gregories are the Watchers, a group of fallen angels who mated with mortal women and produced Nephilim, mentioned in the book of Jubilees. 1 Enoch in Genesis 6:4. 2. Why are they so very withered, and their faces melancholy, and their mouths shut silent? Why are there no services in this heaven? And they said to me, These are the Gregories who with the presence of Satan rejected the Lord of light. After them are these who are held in darkness, and the second heaven went down onto earth, and the Lord's throne placed on Hermon, and broke the vows, and saw the daughters of men who wives and the daughters of men and fouled the earth with their deeds, and who broke the law mixing with the women. Giants were born in great hatred. Note the hill of Hermon, which is mentioned over the dozens of times. And I said, Why do you stand there, brethren, which do not serve the Lord's face, and have not put your service before the Lord's face? You could anger your Lord completely. And they 7, and they listened to my advice, and they spoke to the 4 ranks in heaven. They stood with the 2 men, and the trumpet sounded together with a loud voice, and Gregory broke into the song with one voice. And touchingly, a central theme in the Book of Giants is the fact were the offsprings of the watchers of human, and the theme was are several versions of the Book of Giants. One version of Giants was spread through the Macedonian religion. The book became widely read and now exists in Syriac, somewhat Greek, Persian, and Sagadan, Ugariah, and Arabic. Each version is somewhat different from that of the Qumran text, incorporating in each version local myths and legends of the religion who had adopted the story of their own purpose. Many, the founder of the Manichaean religion, needed to alter the story in order to fit into his system. He taught a dualistic system of good and evil. The heavenly origins of the Son of God of Genesis and the Book of Giants and the Book of Enoch did not fit into Mani's conviction that evil could not come from good. Thus the angels who were called the sons of God were presented as demons. And the evil entities, this kept the separation between evil thought and the religion. So the one guy thought it wasn't right, and so the demons that you're talking about are actually angels from God. Good angels. That's strikingly, makes more sense, The Manichaeans taught a dualistic cosmology describing the struggle between the good and spiritual world of light. The evil material wood of darkness, those forces were distinct, separate, always at odds. The forces of good and evil are at war. Spiritual battle. They battle throughout human history. The world became darker as light is gradually removed from the world. Were based on Mesopotamian Gnosticism and other religious movements. That's where we get Gnosticism. There are numerous similarities between Mani's Book of Giants, stories of giants related in the Enoch literature and the Book of Jubilee. Both Enoch and the Jubilees are part of the Ethiopic Christian canon. Mani borrowed literally from early Jewish traditions in his religious movement, adopting them as needed. This is the idea was upheld by the discovery of the Dead Sea Scrolls. 1947, J.T. Milik discovered roughly 6 to 10 extremely poor preserved manuscripts of the Aramaic Book of Giants. Apparently, the document used by Mani for his scripture work and their book was composed. The Aramaic version found in the Quran also describes the Sumerian hero Gilgamesh. In the Masr Baba, the Quran text in such poor condition, so fragmented that clear reconstruction was impossible. Pieces of text are missing in a time so difficult to reconstruct that the order are unclear, so the order texts are best guesses. Scholars have pored over the small fragments, comparing them to other words, interpreting flow. Our versions vary so widely. Places an example in the Manichaean version that have no analog to the Aramaic version. Even the parts of text missing the Book of Giants gives us on how the ancients throughout the Book of Giants, the Watchers and the Nephilims and the Patriarch Enoch. Certainly, the Book of Giants can be used to argue a argument and expand on the story given to us in the Book of Enoch. The Aramaic Book of Giants withdraws the ancients, Near Eastern myth, and the mechanicism. Giants in the Aramaic version are named Gilgamesh and Homerus. Gilgamesh is the epic figure in Sumerian and Akkadian literature, best known from the Epic of Gilgamesh, a work whose importance in ancient Mesopotamia was comparable to that of Homo Erectus. In ancient Mesopotamia was comparable to that of epics in ancient Greece. Gilgamesh was said to be king of Uruk. Uruk was the ancient city of Sumer and later Babylonia, situated east of the present bed of the Euphrates River and some 30 km east of the present bed of the Euphrates River, east of the modern-day Samarra and now Mesopotamia, modern-day Iraq. It is thought Gilgamesh lived sometime between 2,800 and 2,500 BC. The latest and the most comprehensive telling of Gilgamesh legend was the 12 tablets of standard Babylonian version. 1200 BC, the priest of Siniki and one views Alright, what do you guys think? Be sure to like, and also, we have this for the back to school. Kids are going back to school. That time of year, so if you want to Cash Express, 7-Eleven at Lincoln Boulevard, Hodgenville, Kentucky, 42748. Call 270-358-632. They're accepting Cash App, so if you need back to school supplies, they'll be happy to help, you know. And they sent us one of these. So, you know, it's that time of year. And I'll be reading that from now on.